Hello, my name's Bee, and I'm a Path with Art student. I've been with Path with Art for about 9 years and have found it incredibly helpful in my mental health healing and, of course, my artistic development. And today I'm going to show you some things that I've learned somewhat on my own that I've had the courage to take some materials. Last year I was a part of the Found Fashion Art for All Ball, and this year again I'm also contributing. And if you remember the Jean Genie, that was one of the pieces I worked on. And this year we're doing a piece called Nature Taking Back, I think is our title. It's a working title, we haven't finalized it yet. And look for the hat. It's definitely evokes nature, and some of the materials I'm using today were actually used in the piece I made for the Art for All Ball. So first, pick which item you're going to make. Are you going to make a headband? Are you going to make a fastener, a corsage, pin, hair clip, that kind of thing? So after you decide that, if you're, for example, if you're making a fastener, you want to get these kind of big, something simple to clip. So I thought these were pretty simple. This would be great for more of a hair clip. You do have this big clumpy part that you kind of need to contend with, but this will be at the end, but you need to have your hardware so you know, and also decide which item you're going to make. So here is a headband. This is from leftover from the denim threads and Tyvek. Also, for those of you, if you saw the Chinese hat, the Chinese umbrella hat, that outfit, this is a lot of the pieces left over from that. What's nice about this is you need to have a fairly wide headband. So and this one's nice because it's kind of curved. I found it very comfortable to wear. It's curved to my head. Another is if you want to make a corsage. This is the funny thing in the back is a water bottle, and then I use bottle caps. And then odd pieces of jewelry. These are the backs of earrings. And if you're going to use jewelry, make sure that you have wire cutters. And then this is one of the focal pieces we're going to be making today. It's the plastic water bottle flowers, which are also featured in this year's Art for All Ball outfit. And this one has fake pearls, and then on the inside, there is an earring. So again, this could be one of your favorite earrings of your grandmother's, or maybe your partner lost, you know, the other one, you want to make them something special, etc. So this is a fun way to preserve it, use it, and still enjoy those mismatched items. And last, there's also a fastener. And this would go, you know, something like this. Think of the royal wedding in England, fasteners. So how did I make these? There is an option too that I have if you don't want to make a water bottle. With that, if you are a young person who needs mom or dad or an adult to help you with things on the stove, you need to have that, because if you're going to melt the water bottles, you're going to need to use the stove or an element. So we're going to start with our composition. We need our main piece, which is going to be the flower or the object, or a base if you want to not make something flowery. Water bottle. And then you want to take that water bottle And you want to cut it into different sections. If you want smaller pieces, you're doing a smaller piece, corsage, hair clip, you want to go with the 3, which is the center one. If you're going to stick to something a little bigger, you want to go with the 2, which is just cutting it in half. And then, so you've got your bottom half of your water bottle, and then you're going to cut it. Simply cutting down using this pattern or this pattern. Really doesn't matter. They still come out kind of cool. So you want to take it to the stove, and what I found works is these kind of old school tongs. You never go wrong with old school, right? And so what I do is I'll go to the, especially with, we're going to call it a tulip, and I separate the 2, click and hold it over the heat like this, and they will collapse down in a kind of a cool funky shape. Then I turn it over and do the bottom, and that comes out, looks like I've used it, and it will come out in this kind of, you know, cool melted shape. And then you want to take the top part, and this is kind of tricky with these, are kind of hard, but you find a way and you hold it, and then you just, I've gone to the side because the heat, your elements here, it will melt toward the heat. So just remember that. And that's why I had you do 6, play with it. And it's kind of fun. You know, you'll make some shapes that work, and then you'll make a bunch of shapes that don't work, that get probably thrown out. Or you could be creative and use them for something else. Okay, so let's go ahead and, so we've made our flower. So we're going to take our 2 pieces and kind of wiggle them around to where they fit best. So you're going to, so let's pretend like I melted this. So this would be the top piece, and then the bottom piece would be, you know, like that. And so you want to kind of play with it, then take your hot glue and do around here and also around the bottom, hold them together. If you use your finger in the middle, be careful. The glue is always very hot, which is why we have our cup of ice water. I'm not kidding, you'll get blisters. And so that's where the popsicle stick comes in, that you can also put your use your popsicle stick to hold the glue. At any time, if it's going too fast, I only have a few minutes, so go ahead and pause me, and but I'm gonna keep going here. So we've got our flower. What I did is I took a pipe cleaner and you know, swirled the little ends, glued it inside, and then for to make the flower. But don't put your flower on yet. You want to cover. What I took was, I found good old Laughing Cow, the lid, or a plastic container. Any of these. I use this for something else, but you know, pretend this is solid. And any of those will work as a shape because you're just going to cover it. So this is where you use your construction paper or your fabric. And you can use either a glue gun or tacky glue, or especially since it's fabric. Tacky glue is kind of helpful. But so you want to go get in the edge, and then I took another piece after I did the inside. Then you want to do the inside piece you take around to the edge. Then you take an outside piece and put it around. And then you pleat it around, and then you cut a circle, etc. Then I traced out some circles. Again, I'm using my main shape for the composition is a circle. So I went ahead and then cut more circles, and then I've got some, you know, little fake for some bling, some little jewels. And then around here is a necklace. It's a beaded necklace that is very long, and I tripled, and then I just, with the extra, made a fun little squiggle here. And so now the piece is done. Then you take, I would take 2 or 3 of these, probably 2, depends on your hair, and hot glue them on. Open the barrette first, then hot glue them on, so you don't glue the barrette. So I guess if you had one of these, you could also, if you didn't mind this part showing, you could also do one of these. But I like the other part that doesn't show. This can be, you know, any type of style, color scheme, anything like that. You can also use, I've got some cool looking buttons here too, that also could work on that. And so if you don't want to do the plastic flower, there is another way. If you have some fake little flower petals, I got a little bag of these at thrift store. So here's my water bottle cap. Put some glue inside and just kind of layered them around. You want to kind of overlap just a little bit. And then you want to put some, and then when you've got complete all through here, and then for the outside, you want glue just on the bottom. And then you're going to lay your petal right on and all around like that. And it comes out like this. I was pretty tickled. I made this up the other night and was really happy with it. It makes a very pretty flower. And then I found I have some really cool vintage buttons. Here, it's hard to see. So this is when I started. It's a regular button, and then I put little buttons around it and a pretty pearly pinky kind of color in the center. Then there's some really cool vintage kind of buttons. Again, these could be your favorite buttons off of the blouse that you don't wear anymore, it doesn't fit, or something, you know, somebody made you, whatever. Or it can just be the regular cheap buttons, whatever you want to use. Another option is to take an old piece of jewelry. And this is from a swirly earring that I took apart. And then here's a little pearl, double pearl, and put it together. Where we are, you can see that, put it together, and even do that for the center. And you know, like I said, it can just be a cheap white button too if you want. It's really whatever you want to do. And then also, if you're like, I'm not into the flower thing, that's okay. I took a piece of cardstock and a children's watercolor set and looked up what a paint palette looks like online, and I came up with this, and I just hot glued these on and then wetted my finger and took some of the paint and, you know, did that. The straw is, the brush is a straw with a little bit of yarn. And then you can put a pin or whatever you like on the back. So this last one is the bottle caps. It's a piece of sterling jewelry, nice earring, but you know, it's something I could show off. I took the bottle caps and kind of angled them slightly, but this is just the top of a water bottle that I cut, again, just straight cuts and then melted over the stove. So there's some ideas. I hope that gets you maybe excited to make something. Please wear it to the Art for All Ball, where I hope to see you, and hopefully you can show me what you made. And please support Path with Art. It's an incredibly wonderful organization that has saved so many people's lives over the years. And if you're looking for any positivity in 2020, think of how you can help so many people by contributing to Path with Art and helping them do this wonderful healing work through art. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the workshop.